Good morning, Bubbly Bears. This week we are going to erupt our way into the letter V like a volcano. What sound does V make? V, 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 vacuum. You remember that noise right there? V, V, vulture. So this week, as we're talking about letters and sounds with the letter V, let's start by reading our V book, like we always do on the first day. My V book. And remember, V, what sound does V make? V. That's exactly right. When you put your lips together and you make the V sound, they should vibrate. Say that word, vibrate, which means it moves back and forth. My V book. Let's read and see what little V finds to go in her box. Little V had a box. I will find things that begin with my V sound, she said. I will put them into my sound box. Little V found violets. Boys and girls, violets are a type of plants. Look at those beautiful flowers there. That's what violets are. All kinds of pretty violets. She put some violets into a vase. Then she put the vase with the violets into her box. So now she has a vase and violets. And most of the time you see a vase, people put flowers inside of a vase. Next, little V found a piece of velvet. Say velvet. Velvet is a type of cloth. Very pretty velvet. She made a velvet vest. She put it on and pinned a velvet bow on it. She put velvet all around her box. What a very pretty box, she said. Velvet, very, vest. All start with the letter V. Let's keep reading. Little V found a veil. It was made of lace. Oh, she said, I can make something with my violets and velvet and lace veil. A veil is something most of the time, if you've been to a wedding, the bride usually wears a veil, a covering over her face. Do you know what little V made? She made valentines. Very nice valentines. Valentine starts with the letter V. Then she found a valentine verse. Roses are red, violets are blue. Sugar is sweet, and so are you. She wrote the verse on her valentines. Then she filled her box with valentines. She glued valentines all around the box. Look at that. Nice job there, little V. But some valentines fell out. What shall I do with all of these valentines? She asked. I know. I will send the valentines to my friends. Then little V had a very good idea. She wrote another verse on each valentine. A verse, boys and girls, is like a note. And this is what it says. Come to my party at 1 for Valentine's Day fun. So she's going to have a Valentine's party. She put the valentines into envelopes. She put her friends' names and addresses on the envelopes. There were very many. Little V got into her van and drove to the mailbox. Van. So let's pause. What do we have right now in our story? We have van, violets, vase, velvet, veil, valentines. All begin with the letter what? The letter V. I hope you can name them too. When little V got back home, she got out the vacuum cleaner. She used the vacuum cleaner to clean up the scraps of velvet and valentines. And there we go. Vacuum cleaner, which makes the what sound? V. On Valentine's Day, her friends came to her party. Each one brought valentines. Little V and her friends made valentine hats. So they're enjoying the Valentine's party. They put on their Valentine's hats and played some games. Then they opened the valentines. Take a look. Looks like they're having a lot of fun. What fun they had at the Valentine's Day party. They had a Valentine's cake, there was a velvet runner, a Valentine's placemat, and a vase with violets all on the table for the Valentine's party. Can you read these words with little V? Repeat after me. Violin, vegetables, volleyball, vine, volcano, vinegar, vitamins, vampire, valley. All of these things start with the letter what? V, the letter V. Excellent job. Now, let's take a look at our V chart. Here's some more things for the letter V. We have vitamins, violets, a valentine, vase, volcano, violin, and vegetables. V doesn't have a ton of things that start with it, but you still need to remember it's a letter and it makes the sound V. All right, let's see. Where do you start your letters? At the top, at the top. Where do you start your letters? At the top, at the top. If you want to start a letter, then you better remember to start it at the top, at the top. All right, we're upstairs. Uppercase V. Here we go. Long line, long line. There it is. Let's do it again. Long line, long line. Long line, long line. Uppercase V's. Everybody see that? What does V remind you of? What's another letter that we start off this way? Long line, long line. 2 letters actually. How about the letter Y? And if we take the letter W and split it in half, it makes 2 what? 2 V's. You're exactly right. Lowercase v stays downstairs. Short line, short line. Short line, short line, short line, short line. Does everybody see that? Great. And you'll have an opportunity to work on uppercase and lowercase v's this week. Now, the first day, we always highlight the letter that we're talking about. So let's take a look. You're going to be V detectives. You're going to trace uppercase v's, and you're going to make your own with quality. Remember, quality work doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be your very what? Your very best. And there we go. I found all the v's. I made uppercase v's and my lowercase v's with quality. All right, let's keep going. Your next activity for the letter V, you are going to work on, there we go, upstairs all the way, uppercase v's. Remember that box? That's still upstairs all the way across lowercase v's. That sentence says, where did I put it? Let's read it again. Where did I put it? You're going to write that sentence with quality. Beginning of a sentence starts with an uppercase, capital, big letter. We put space between our words, and that's a question mark. So when you see a question mark, you're asking a what? A question. I am a question mark. You may ask me why. Every time you see me, your voice will go up high. Huh? Where did I put it? So now you got to think about something that you're looking for. Because when you ask that question, that means you cannot locate something. Take a look. Quality work, uppercase v's, lowercase v's. There's my sentence. And then there are my eyes searching for what's missing. All right. Excellent job. Let's go to our next V story. Take a look right here. What do you see on the front of this book? You see a real picture of a what? A volcano. Remember when we read this story, it has photographs taken by a photographer. They use real pictures. So let's see what we can discover about V in this story. Volcano. Very hot. Looks like it's ready to erupt, doesn't it? On the next page, we have a van. We have vine. Remember we talked about pumpkins. They grow on what? They grow on vines. That's exactly right. Here we go. The little girl's playing the violin. And an animal doctor is called a vet. There you see the vet taking care of the dog. Vet. Next page, we have a Valentine and some great vegetables. Great vegetables. And the last page, they are playing volleyball, hitting the ball over the net. Volleyball. Listen to this V poem and tell me the words that rhyme. In go the vegetables, in goes the vase, and made a vest of lace. In goes the violin, in goes the man, in goes the key, vroom goes the van. So say vase, lace, man, and what? Van. Those are the words that rhyme. Great job. Now, you're going to work on this V activity this week also. Here we go. We do a lot on this one, don't we? We're going to trace uppercase V's and write some. Trace lowercase V's and write some. We're going to circle uppercase and lowercase V's. We're going to underline words that begin with the letter V. And then down here at the bottom, we're going to color pictures that start with the letter V. So let's go over the pictures. Volcano, door, vase, necklace, key, van. Let's do it again. Volcano, door, vase, necklace, key, van. Did all those pictures make the V sound? They sure did not. So I need you to think about the sounds. Stretchy snake, get your ears ready. Get your mouths ready. and color those pictures that start with the letter V. And then I need you to draw a picture in this box that start with V, and it cannot be a picture that's on this paper. Remember, there are other things that you can draw, like violin, like vegetables, that are not on this page, like vitamins. So make sure you think about what you're doing here, okay? And here we go, right here, quality work. There you go. It's already done. And I drew violets on my paper there. All right, good job. We are almost done with V for this week. All right, let's go right here to our V books. I-S spells what? Is. What does F-O-R spell? For. What about I-N? In. O-N spells what? On. And M-Y spells what? My. These are words we read in these books every single week. So now let's read this V story. First, we picture what? What is that a picture of? I'm glad you said violin and not a guitar. It is a violin. That's a picture of a what? A van. Van. Here we have a picture. These are called violets. Violets are like purple. They can be sort of pink too. So when you get ready to color, and make sure your leaves on them are green. Those are violets, okay? And the last page in this book, we have, oh wow, where are the violets? All right.